Greetings adventurers, Wizard Keen here. Today I want to tell you a story. Not a story about dragons or ancient spells or suspiciously sentient doors. This is a story about a server. A single Minecraft server and how it accidentally tried to become the future of block-based civilization. Now if you've heard of Hytale, you've probably heard it described as Minecraft but more. More adventure, more tools, more monsters, more everything. But the real question is not what Hytale is. The real question is, why did Hytale need to exist at all? And to answer that, we have to go all the way back, not to Riot Games, not to game engines, not even to Minecraft itself. We have to go back to two people, two modders, and a YouTube video. In 2012, long before Hypixel was a company, it was just the username of a Canadian mapmaker called Simon. He and his collaborator were doing something very simple. They were building adventure maps, big, elaborate Minecraft levels, boss fights, puzzles, stories. One of their most famous early maps was called Herobrine's Mansion. And if you were playing Minecraft around that time, there is a very good chance you played it, or watched someone scream while they played it. Now here's the problem with adventure maps in 2012. They were brilliant, and they were also a nightmare to install. You had to download files, put them in the right folder, pray you didn't overwrite your save, and then convince your friends to do the same. So Hypixel had an idea. What if, instead of sending people to the map, we bring people to the map? And in 2013, the Hypixel server was born. Originally, it was not a minigame server. It was a kind of museum, a place to play their adventure maps together. But something very strange happened. While people were waiting in the lobby for the next adventure map to start, they got bored. So the team added a few tiny games just to pass the time. Snowball fights, quick PvP, little experiments. And those little experiments became the main attraction. Within months, Hypixel stopped being an adventure map server and became, well, it became the largest minigame factory in Minecraft. Skywars, Hunger Games, Quakecraft, Bed Wars, short games, fast games, replayable games, and millions of players. And by the mid-2010s, Hypixel was the biggest independent Minecraft server in the world. And not just big, culturally important. It trained a generation of players and a generation of YouTubers. And Hypixel did something very clever. They made the server friendly to creators. They gave YouTubers special ranks, tools to hide their names, tools to record safely. And the result was simple. Every major Minecraft YouTuber played on Hypixel. Technoblade, TommyInnit, Dream, and myself, of course. Hypixel didn't just build games. They built an influencer ecosystem. And they learnt something incredibly valuable. They learnt what millions of players actually enjoyed. And not just in theory. They had the data. They had the statistics. They also watched what people queued for and what they abandoned. They knew better than almost anyone how players really play. And then in 2014, well, everything broke. Mojang changed the Minecraft Oulia, and the new rule said, oh, you can no longer sell anything that affects gameplay. No pay to win, no paid advantages, only cosmetics. Now, morally, this kind of made sense, but financially, it was devastating. Hypixel lost around 85% of its revenue almost overnight. And here's the crucial moment in this story, because at that point, Hypixel had a choice. They could shrink, cut staff, just become another struggling server, or they could ask a dangerous question. What if we didn't build on Minecraft anymore? What if we built our own game? Not a mod, not a plugin, but a whole new platform. A game where we control the rules, where we build the tools, and we empower the community. And this is where Noxy enters the story. Simon calls him and says, help us save Hypixel. And Noxy says something extraordinary. Don't save the server. Build a new game. And that idea becomes Hytale. Now here's the part I find most human. They did not want to make another block game, and originally they actively tried not to. They joked about making a 2D shooter instead. They tried to escape their own genre, but eventually they admitted the truth. They were Minecraft people. They understood this world, and they knew exactly what was broken in it. Modding was too hard, servers were too fragile, tools were too fragmented, and the engine was getting old. So they asked a very precise design question. What if we build a game Minecraft could never become? And that question shapes everything about Hytale. Built-in modding, built-in scripting, built-in animation tools, built-in minigames, and built-in servers. Not as hacks, but as first features. Hytale is not just a game, it is a creator platform, designed by the people who spent 10 years watching creators struggle. So they know exactly what was needed to be fixed. And then in 2018, they showed the world one trailer. 30 million views in 1 month, and the internet exploded. Reaction videos within minutes, fan art within hours, breakdown videos within days. And this is where the story becomes quietly beautiful. Because this was not hype built by marketing. This was trust. Millions of players had grown up on Hypixel. They believed in the developers. They believed this game was going to be made for them. They're not shareholders. They're not trends. This was for the community. Now, yes, Riot Game then enters the story. They buy and create Hypixel Studios. They fund the project. And then they later cancel it. And that chapter matters, but it is not the heart of the story. Because when Riot cancels Hytale in 2025, something remarkable happens. The founders buy it back with their own money. After 10 years, after burnout, after engine rewrites, and almost losing everything, they say, we cannot abandon this community. And in 2026, Hytale finally launches in early access. It's not perfect, but it's alive. So why does any of this matter? Because Hytale is not really about competing with Minecraft. It's about what happens when a community outgrows its tools. Hypixel were and are not outsiders. They were insiders. They were players, modders, map makers, server admins. They knew the limits of the medium because they lived inside of them. And when the rules change, they didn't complain, they built. Hytale exists because a server hit the ceiling of its own success, because creators demanded better tools, because millions of players taught a small team what fun actually looks like, and because sometimes the future of a genre is not built by a big studio. It is built by the people who love the old games too much to give up on it. This is not the story of a game. This is the story of a community. And that is why Hytale had to exist. Now, before we summon any dragons, or crash any servers, or accidentally create sentient doors, let me know, what would you like the next chapter to be about? How Hytale actually works, or why building your own engine nearly destroyed them? Until then, Wizard Keen, over and out.